On the news tonight, Governor Soludo swears in 4 new members of State Executive Council. Endoscopy unit at General Hospital ONITSHA commences full operations. JAM cautions tertiary institutions against indiscriminate change of programs for candidates. Togo declared state of emergency over insecurity in northern region. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround the maintenance of the ANAMBRA state economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has sworn in new members of the ANAMBRA State Executive Council. Governor Soludo performed the function during the 12th ANSEC meeting at the State EXCO Chambers Government House, Oka. Ejike Abana has details.
Those sworn in are Chief Anayo Nebe, Special Advisor, Legislative and State Assembly Matters, Dr. Alex Obiobolu, Special Advisor, Political Matters, Dr. Godwin Nnadozie, Special Advisor, Medicals and Pharmaceuticals, as well as Barrister Raphael Nnabuife, Special Advisor, Local Government Affairs. This brings the total number of Special Advisors in Soludo's cabinet to 8. The swearing-in ceremony, in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, followed the appointment by the Governor last Friday. The Solicitor General administered oath of office and oath of allegiance to the appointees.
The person must declare his assets and liabilities and then take the oath of allegiance and the oath of office as prescribed in the 7th schedule of the Constitution. Whereas Mr. Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, CFR, the Governor of Anambra State, has pursuant to the said powers appointed the following gentlemen. 1. Right Honorable Anayo Nebe to serve as Special Advisor on Legislature and State Assembly Matters. Dr. Alex Obiobolu to serve as Special Advisor on Political Matters. Dr. Godwin Nnadozie to serve as Special Advisors on Medical and Pharmaceutical Matters. Barrister Raphael Nnabuife to serve as Special Advisor on Local.
Formally welcoming the Special Advisors, Governor Soludo reminded them that their appointment is a call to duty with Project Anambra in mind, stating that it is expected of members of ANSEC to contribute in any way they can to make the state livable and prosperous. While calling on them to promote service delivery above self, the governor asked them to feel free to advise on anything that will help the advancement of the government of the day, expressing optimism that Anambra must win at the end.
Our mission collectively is to ensure that none of our rites of passage, generations of people have come and passed through this state. We are now the people on this stage, and our common call and common mission is that in the end, we will be able to say, we passed through here. That's our mission. And to our new members of this council, as special advisors, who said that you can attend EXCO, and it's up to you if you, it's not very mandatory, but it will be appreciated if you do attend EXCO, because several of the things that you might be advising on.
From the Government House, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, disclosed this when he went on inspection visit at the unit. Endoscopy is a non-surgical procedure used to examine a person's digestive tract. Chibuzo Koye has details.
Speaking to the ABS after inspecting the endoscopy machine, Dr. Obidike said that the machine could be used to diagnose tumors in the anus and stomach, as well as complications of ulcer. The Health Commissioner thanked Governor Chukwuma Soludo for the current revolution going on in the state's health sector and called on the ANAMBRA and residents of the state to access the facility in the hospital. Dr. Obidike pointed out that they are currently training health personnel on how to use and handle the machine for utmost performance, and revealed that people will get the service at a very cheaper rate at all times. According to him, endoscopy equally helps to reduce the consumption of unwarranted drugs, which sometimes could be injurious to the patient. The commissioner had earlier visited the newly built medical oxygen plant at the hospital, surgical theatre among others, where he expressed satisfaction with what is on ground and promised to fix few of the lapses noticed during the inspection.
Meanwhile, the chairman ANAMBRA State Disability Rights Commission, Barrister Chuks Ezeuze, says he is optimistic that the state government will intervene promptly to persons with albinism plight in fighting skin cancer. Chibuzo Okoye has details.
The awareness commenced with a sensitization rally that took the association from Professor Dora Akunyili Women Development Center, Oka, to Aroma Junction, through Unizik Junction, to Ekoka and some other places where they distributed flyers and dropped messages such as, albinism is not an illness, albinism is not a curse, we are people born with special gifts, we eat salt and crayfish. Stop the discrimination, among others. Speaking to the members of the association after the sensitization rally at Women Development Center, Oka, the Anambra Commissioner for Women and Social Welfare, Honorable Ifyo Binabo, who commended the association, encouraged them to see themselves as normal and equal beings, thanking God that things have changed for good as their voices are now being heard. She assured them that the change they desire is coming, but reminded them that the change will start with them as they encourage and believe in themselves. Commissioner Binabo, represented by the Director of Women Affairs, Mrs. Hope Ekebose, urged parents to ensure that their children with albinism attend school to gain knowledge to defend their rights, as according to her, knowledge is power, and charged them to work together as a body to achieve a common purpose.
Don't ever see yourself as being different, as being vulnerable. Oh yeah, each and all the okay, I did okay. Let's see ourselves as equal. The persons with disability today are being heard, are being seen, and are being recognized, and are being given their rights. Now to believe that yes, the change you desire is coming, but then it has to start with you.
In a remark, the chairman of Joint Association of Persons with Disability, Anambra State, JONAPID, Comrade Ugochukwu Okeke, appreciated the efforts of the leadership of the association for being proactive on matters concerning people with albinism, commending the Anambra State government for being the first and only state that has disability rights law and for giving them a sense of belonging. Comrade Okeke noted that the administration of Governor Chukwuma Soludo is concerned with the affairs of the association and thanked him for giving them a capable commissioner, advising the members to say no to any kind of discrimination among them.
They should know that none of them were created on this earth by accident. God knows what he wants to use them to do. That's why he allowed them to be on this planet Earth. So I want to encourage them to see themselves as persons with many abilities. They should not look down on themselves. They should not have any ill feeling about their color. They should be proud of their color. Because the problem they're having is that some of them are not proud of their colors. So I want to urge them to be proud of their color. If they are proud of their colors, automatically people will begin to appreciate them.
Presenting an address, the chairperson, Anambra State Albinism Association, Ms. Vivian Ezeonwumelo, thanked God for creating them with a special gift, Governor Soludo and Commissioner Obinabo for their unflinching support to the association, but regretted that persons with albinism suffer lots of ill treatment from either parents, guardians, teachers, or members of the society, and listed other challenges and needs of the association, while appealing to the international community, government at all levels, and other organizations to carry them along and involve them in the scheme of things.
BWAs need every support to be fully functional in the society where they are. According to the quote of Helen Keller, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Therefore, in unison we say, let our voices be heard.
Others who spoke at the event include Chairman, Disability Rights Commission, Barrister Chukwuka Ezeuzie, represented by Director of Administration of the Commission, Reverend Samuel Okolo, Director Rehabilitation, Mrs. Antonia Obianyo, represented by Mrs. Bernice Uchendo. Woman Leader, Joint National Association for Persons with Disability, Comrade Ncheta Nwanokwara, and Resource Person Kalesta John, among others. The theme for this year's event was United in Making Our Voice Heard. In Awka, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
The ANAMBRA State Albinism Association, NASA, has joined their counterpart world over to celebrate International Albinism Awareness Day in Awka. The association held a sensitization and awareness rally to commemorate the day. Njideka Okoye covered the celebration and now reports.
Persons with albinism in Anambra State on the occasion of this year's Albinism Awareness Day celebration organized by Anambra State Albinism Association.
We apologize for that mix-up. Still to come on the news tonight, JAMB cautions tertiary institutions against indiscriminate change of programs for candidates. Togo declares state of emergency over insecurity in northern region. Here's a special message. The ANAMBRA cannot allow criminal elements to hold the state and the people to ransom. Donate generously to the Anambra State Security Trust Fund, which has been set up to raise money for combating insecurity in the state. The news returns after this time out. Please join us again.
1xBet. Bet on any sports and win. Football, basketball, FIFA, yes! Wow, fun! Great! Use promo code and get 200% bonus right now. 1xBet. Bets for every taste.
Introducing Goodnight Power Shots Multi-Insect Killer. Fast action and great fragrance. Spray 2 shots each in 4 corners of the room. Stops mosquitoes without stopping family moments. Goodnight Power Shots. Spray inside, stay inside. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity. Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out! Colgate is now available.
Thank you so much for joining us back on the news. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has said the transfer of candidates from one program to another in any tertiary institution can only be effected with the consent of the candidates concerned. The JAMB Registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, made this known in the bulletin he made available to newsmen in Abuja. Oloyede stated that the warning was in line with the board's policy, which disallows the tampering with the preferences for particular programs or courses as expressed by candidates unless he or she indicated otherwise. Elaborating on the workings of the Central Admissions Processing System, the registrar said the transfer process is automated on CAPS and can only be effected with the consent or acceptance of the candidate. However, with this safeguard, proposed candidates for transfer would not appear on new programs until the transfer is accepted by the candidates concerned. Togo's government has declared a state of security emergency in its northern border region to give the armed forces more flexibility to deal with the threat of jihadist attacks. 8 Togolese were killed in May in a northern town near the border with Burkina Faso in an attack claimed by Mali-based Al-Qaeda militants. Jihadist groups in the Sahel nations have been expanding and increasingly threatening the coastal West African states of Ivory Coast, Ghana, Benin and Togo. After a ministerial meeting, the government said a state of security emergency had been declared in the Savannah region, which covers the country's most northern provinces. Government spokesman Akoda told reporters that the measure would last 3 months and could be extended by the National Assembly. And over now to sports. The first batch of Nigeria's contingent to Mauritius 2022 Africa Senior Athletic Championship has returned to the country, with Sports Minister Sunday Dare praising the athletes for their third place finish. Also, the President of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Tonabuk Okowa, has hailed the athletes, saying that the future is bright for the nation's athletics. Despite missing some of her top-rated athletes, including Tokyo Olympic medalist Ese Brume, Team Nigeria was able to put up a credible outing in Mauritius, showing their strength in both track and field events, capturing a total of 11 medals made up of 5 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze medals to finish third on the medal table behind Kenya and South Africa. Dare said the performance of the athletes underlines the positive attitude of Nigerian sportsmen and women, as well as the fighting spirit that makes them succeed against all odds and thrive in the most difficult situations. Okowa said the team's performance gives him cause for optimism. It is not how long one lives on earth that matters, but how well. That was the case of the late Chief Lady Ngozi Florence Umoji, Ward 1 of Ezenifite Agwata, when a mammoth crowd gathered at her funeral to pay their last respect. Emengini Osadebe, who was there at the funeral ceremony, reports that her remains were laid to rest at her husband's compound, Ako Village, Ezenifite Agwata local government area. Details of this report from our studio.
The late Chief Lady Ngozi Umoji Ni Umezinwa, who died at the age of 71, was a devout Christian, philanthropist, and a member of the ruling class in Ezinifite community. Until her death, she was a member of the Knights of St. John International and the founder, Lady Umoji Family Support Program, among other groups. In his homily at St. John the Baptist Catholic Parish, Ezinifite, during a funeral mass celebrated in her honor, the Cardinal Designate and Bishop of Ekulo Abakali Diocese, Most Reverend Peter Opaleke, charged the congregation to use their talent and wealth to work out their salvation, just as the late Chief Ngozi Umoji did during her lifetime. Cardinal Designate Opaleke, who enumerated a series of executed projects and philanthropic gestures of the late Diamond Lady, commended her children for following their mother's footsteps, describing the late Mater Profunditas as one who believed that Christ is the owner of her wealth and was ready to share what she had with others.
As soon as the Diocese of Ekulo was created, she was among the first to give the assurance that she is around with the family to support this young diocese.
In his speech after the funeral mass, the first son of the deceased, Honorable Chukwuma Umoji, expressed gratitude to God for a life well lived by his mother, who, according to him, lived a life of charity, expressing optimism that she is now at the right hand of God and pledged to continue with her legacies.
It's her wish
that her departure will be like this. Among priests, the religious and friends. And we bear witness to the fact that she lived a good life.
Speaking to the ABS in an interview, a one-time member representing Anambra Central Senatorial Zone, Senator Victor Ume, advised the family of the deceased to take solace in the Lord, knowing the fact that their mother led an exemplary and charity life, praying for the repose of her soul. The late Lady Ngozi Umeoji's daughters-in-law, Mrs. Queen and Mrs. Ijoma Umeoji, said their mother-in-law is irreplaceable, adding that their mother-in-law's lifestyle is worthy of emulation, as she taught them to always give to the less privileged. Her elder sister, Mrs. Grace Ezoruche, who eulogized her late sister's philanthropic nature, prayed God to accept her soul in paradise. A professor of mass communication department, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Stella Okonna, and chairman Nigerian Union of Journalists, Anambra State Chapter, Dr. Odogu Emeka Odogu, in their messages, condoled the Umeoji family over the death of their mother and urged them to continue where she stopped while praying for the repose of her soul.
It becomes even double. I commiserate with them, offer my deepest condolences, but then as I condole with them, I also say they should take heart.
Others who spoke to the ABS include the President General, Ezinifite Progressive Union, Chief Ikemefuna Okonna, the Ezinifite CWO President, Mrs. Ndereka Umezinwa, some members of Umezinwa family, Mr. Emeka Umezinwa and Mrs. Tina Ezima, eulogized the charity life of the late Adabodu and prayed God to accept her soul in heaven. The funeral ceremony attracted over 20 bishops within and outside the state, over 500 priests, including the Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Most Reverend Samuel Ezofo, traditional rulers from various communities in the state, political stalwarts, among others. High points of the event were condolence visit by friends and well-wishers, Ijele masquerade display, dance by various band groups, among others. From Ezinifite, Agwata local government area, Emengino Sadebe, ABS News.
And that's just about it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Awka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Governor Soludo has sworn in 4 new members of State Executive Council. Endoscopy unit at General Hospital ONITSHA has commenced full operations. JAMB has cautioned tertiary institutions against indiscriminate change of programs for candidates. And on the foreign scene, we told you that Togo has declared state of emergency over insecurity in northern region. Here's the special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good night.